Okay, we have I guess an update to an update.
Uh,
We're going to talk about Extra Booster 7 again.
yeah,
Because in the last,
because the last few cards from it were spoiled, like, almost immediately after.
we did the video for
It's like,
upcoming stuff.
come on,
Because of
Japan,
course, it
stop.
would.
That and I missed everything.
Oh yeah, as such, we'll probably just recap everything that happened in Extra Booster 7. Just to get it out of the way.
Everything indeed.
Alright, so.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Like, every single Oracle variant you can think of got support.
At least a card, and I say at least a card for a reason.
Yeah. Coco got hardly anything, really.
Barely anything.
Now that she needs it.
It got its grade 2 Soul Blaster.
Yeah, I guess that's something.
But that grade 2 Soul Blaster is typically better off elsewhere.
Huh.
You draw a card and then put her on top, and since she's on top, well, you can make correct calls for other things like your Crescent and Stellar Maguses that gain bonuses for correctly predicting the top card of the deck. So.
Yeah, exactly. So which other decks got? Well, I know we could talk about the CEO stuff.
Yeah, CEO loves those Magus cards, like, a lot. Probably more than the Maguses themselves do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because you automatically know your top card because of her, and then you get just fed free stuff. And it's just really amazing, because CEO never actually generated advantage
And now she
before.
does. It actually makes a CEO deck viable, specifically because of that.
Yeah.
It's good.
I've actually been thinking, like, everyone here has their own Oracle Think Tank deck, except for me, and I kind of like the
We got to thinking, we're going to make everyone in our group have a think tank deck, and she'll have Mega CEO.
One day, the team tourneys will allow this.
Better.
Because we've got our Suki, our Battle Sisters, our Coco, and now me with the Magus. CEO.
Yeah, no real complaints about Magus as a deck either, because they have all their heavy hitters and uniqueness. I mean, they are the most Oracle deck Oracle has ever
It's very true.
had.
It does, yeah. It does everything exactly like you think it.
Unlike
look at
the
things.
Sisters and Coco that just didn't really feel right in terms of flavor anyway. Right. There was an unflipper. It's a very weird unflipper though.
Yes.
You Soul Blast 2 when you call her, and you turn 2 face up. But she's 5k. And when you really think about it, what are you going to use this damage for? To draw a card. So in most decks, Luckbird is just typically better. But if you're using Fromage, Lemonade here is definitely worth using.
Because that way you're getting 2 cards for all this trouble.
And Fromage is just ridiculously overcosted, so it all worked out.
Yep, ironically this stuff makes Fromage actually more viable than she was now. In certain cases, more viable than Cookie. Which is, I know, a weird thing to say.
Mind blown.
But it's true.
There was a little bit, right. If any of you remember Stormbring Dragon, you may or may not, because it doesn't exist here yet either. But we have an Oracle clone of that. Grade 2, if it hits the Vanguard, you can counterblast 1, look at your top 5 for a grade 3 and add it to your hand. Which is really awesome for, again, those CEO decks. or anything that just wants to ride that one particular card. Even more obscure things like Sakia could really
Yes.
dig that.
That's crazy talk. Yes.
Man, I'm blanking on the rest of the cards right now.
Monaka, Parfait.
Parfait, right. The actual Battle Sister boss, I guess you could say, because I think she's the other triple.
It's the, yeah, I think so. And it's...
Monaka's a double, which surprises me.
There's a double, yes. Before we talk about it, let's just quickly cover Monaka for those who aren't.
We probably mentioned it before.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned it before, but just
at Limit Break, Counterblast 1, drop a copy of herself, look at your top 5 cards, add any 2 of them to your hand, and put the other 3 on the bottom in whatever order you want. So obviously it's very good in Suki, it's very good in
Sisters.
Oracles in general, really, because you can assemble your Tom Gemini column, or your Cookie Cream column.
More useful in your usually your sisters and
Worst
your
case scenario, you're
Tukus.
trading your grade 3 for 20k worth of shield. That's nothing to complain about.
But yeah, usually it has its purposes more in sisters and in Suku because you got more options to search out.
Then we have Parfait. Man, she is fun.
It is a card
Counterblast
path.
2 Battle Sisters. If your hand is 3 or less, draw 1 card. You can do this anytime, so like even around turn 3, you just get your advantage going. It's different from what we've seen before because it encourages early guarding and just laying out your whole hand and because you can just get it right back. And boy, do you ever get it back because at Limit Break, Parfait gains 3k if your hand is 4 or more. Well, it's obviously going to be.
It's gonna be.
How can it not? Because if it's less, you're already drawing a card to make it 4 or more. It's continuous too, so I think it's continuous.
I think so.
So yeah, she gets 3k on top of her base 11, so that's 14. You can easily reach the 21 mark. As well as when she hits the Vanguard, you draw another card. So it pressures them that way. Kind of like Goddess of the Sun. Except it's free, and you're not counting on that because it has another ability that you've already been using. It's just really impressive, I think, anyway.
For those naysayers of the sisters, shut up.
Oh no.
Sisters.
The Battle Sisters did get their unique grade 2 that actually makes them. When she hits the Vanguard, you can counterblast a Battle Sister, reveal your top card, and if it's a Battle Sister, add it to your hand. It's
It's so great.
yeah, 1 counterblast for 1 card. And if they block it, whatever, it's doing its job anyway. Decent stand target.
Yeah, he's stand target, and you're going to have a Battle Sister be the product most likely. Because
If you're playing her, you're going to play up your deck. If not, well, you've got your Monaka and Cookie that don't care, so
it's
whatever.
either way, you've got something going. It's a lot more wiggle room than say Coco, which
Do
has
this
do
at this time.
At this time, if you don't, well, you lose. I'm sorry.
Then never do it again.
So yeah, it's showing itself to just be one of the better think tank decks now because of this new stuff. Up there with Tuku.
I'd say they're
It's-
all just really
it's-
freaking good now.
Yeah.
And I went into this expecting nothing from this set
Yes,
because
yeah,
it
I did
just
too.
looked
It-
like
it
they
looked like
wanted
they
to
were
kill Oracles dead.
Just making one more thing, and now it's all of a sudden, well, now you know people are going to demand more Mega stuff.
Guys, shut up.
It's-
You've got your Monaka and Pentagonal Magus that, well, Pentagonal Magus isn't in the set, but it's related to the set, so. They both counterblast 2 of their archetype for +5 that turn if you really need it. They're plenty good in and of themselves.
Like, literally, this set, I looked at it and went, oh, there's an Oracle set. I don't really care. And now I am incredibly excited for this set.
The new stuff is just amazing. Unlike the previous Extra Booster, where the old stuff was amazing. The reprints this time are kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like, at the top of the list, Imperial Daughter. No!
Bad sign right out the gate.
I mean, there are a couple of okay things in there. I mean, you get your Lulu and your Psychic Bird and...
Reprints of, freaking what was
Promise
it?
Daughter, she's actually
Yeah.
good enough.
Yes. That's fine because this came from X Booster 1, which no one bought.
Yeah.
It's like, it needed it.
Mostly your generics. You know, no, I don't think Chocolat was in this one because they printed a.
It's like she's in so many things already.
They printed a new Magus Null instead, and it looks nice, so no complaints.
Again, you know that they're going to have to make more Magus cards than another Extra Booster now that they've done this. It's like, they just didn't give us that perfect card. At the very least, there would have been a chance of, there'd just be extra cards that happen to make CEO good. But now it's like, well, they're halfway.
It is a full deck. It has everything it needs.
No, I mean a full deck as in you can make it 100% it.
Yeah, it's missing like 3 triggers to do that.
Yeah. It's
but
like,
such as it is.
So, yeah, now they're...
Most of their cards don't need it anyway.
Yeah, but again, that's not how people work.
People
being people is how this set came to be, Elliot.
It really is.
Oracle Think Tank is enormous, and now it's only going to get bigger.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, inverse, it is a big conglomerate and stuff. Business works this way.
It's true. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy Think Tanks like we do, because we're going to probably see more of them, even though they're never in like the show.
I did it before, now I am excited. Like, for me it was always, oh yeah, Oracle Think Tank, they're cool, I don't play them. But now I'm excited, because I've always kind of liked the Battle Sisters, and I've been wanting you to make your Battle Sister deck forever.
Yes.
And now it's just like, oh my god, Suki's getting something new.
And if they let her run around unrestricted, I can play the freaking boss 4 Full Moon, 4 Monaka deck that never fails ever.
That's gonna be scary.
Fun times ahead.
Yep, unless your name is Coco, in which case...
Coco can go sit in the corner again.
Don't really have much to do anymore compared to everyone else.
This is a sign for all those people who are like, oh, Coco's just the best, she's the best, she's the best. No, Coco has to sit in the corner right now.
Yeah, because now she doesn't really have much. Like, when you compare her to all the stuff CEO got, Battle Sisters got, and even Tsukuyomi got, it's like...
They both got, like, one card, but the one card Suki got is just so far behind the other one. It's crazy.
Because it fits the deck so well.
It fills the exact role that needed to be filled after it got gimped, so...
So, yeah,
fair.
that's the difference right there. And meanwhile, Coco gets, well, I can take a card out of my soul. That's something.
Yeah, and in exchange, make a drive check bad. So it's like, why did you even bother rewriting in the first place? Sometimes.
Yeah. It's a silly thing. And as far as any other Think Tank decks go, I can't think of much off the top of my head unless you're really making the, what is her name? Sakuya deck.
Spam the cats and Cocos. Just for days. And if you can somehow manage 6 soul, you're Riley's. I can definitely see something happening because of that new and improved grade 3 searcher. Not to mention, he's like the most generic looking guy you've ever seen. He's in every anime with a rich person ever.
And while we have the thing rolling, is there any other things you wanted to bring up? Any updates of any other things since we're here?
We're still waiting on, well, everything really. We probably aren't going to get any other spoilers until September.
I kind of wanted to talk about what your guys' thoughts on the Fighters collection, what's going to happen with those cards since...
Well, we're obviously not getting
Yeah,
it.
we're obviously not getting
We
it.
already got a promo in the form of one of the cards that is in that set.
So
Yeah.
it's possibly what's going to happen is all those exclusives that would be in there are just going to be like dribbled out as promos.
Yeah, that makes me kind of sad.
There are only 7 new cards in there anyway, I think. So
But we won't get the cool gold
we
lettering
won't.
stuff.
And it occurred to me in the middle of some other thing we were recording, but now that it's appropriate, maybe that extra trial deck in December or whatever isn't Daigo.
Kai?
Maybe it's the burst deck.
I was thinking that too. Because
They're both equally unnecessary.
yeah.
Maybe.
But at
in
the
which
same
case,
time,
a lot of
it's-
people are going to be disappointed
But at the same
because
time,
we're getting
it's-
burst and not sanctuary.
Yeah, but at the same time, it would be more sensible because, Kai.
It's older too.
And it's older too, so it makes sense to get it first. Because
It'd be
again,
easier to market.
yeah, easier to market because again, it's Kai. Second, it's Blaster Blade in his second past another form.
He's like on
it's-
his way to exculpate or
yeah.
something. It's a weird
It's
card.
only his second form, is what we're trying to say. And I guess we should talk about what it does since we just brought it up. And
Yeah, I believe
I recall it was along the lines of plus 3K when it attacks.
attacking the Vanguard, it can't be boosted
can't-
because
you can't-
why? Counterblast 2 Royal Paladins, and it gains the base power of your front row Royal Paladins for that attack.
It's.
I mean, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's just in a deck
it's-
that uses the counterblasts for other more effective things.
True. But with that being said,
It does have the blaster name, so
it has a blaster name, so it is a grade 3 search target that's not MLB for Wingull Brave. If you happen to need at that time a grade 3.
a bit more generic.
It's,
You could be a hipster and play it with Galahad.
you could do that.
You
because
get
if-
11k front rows
Yeah.
to add to it.
So if you do that, then all of a sudden you're hitting huge.
And your counterblasts aren't used for much in that deck, so
It's entirely possible. And if nothing else, you could do what we did with like the golden Beast Tamer.
yeah.
And just make his counterblast like a last minute thing. Like, if you write him instead of Alfred, just wait on him, attack to make them drop cards, but give everything to your rear guard, make the rear guard strong, and then at the last minute, burst, and then try to kill him off right there.